Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marisa, the girl behind Grow Gently, and today is part 3 of my closer look at my planner sections. Last week I talked about dreams. There's also a video available where I talk about my inbox and my self-care section. I'll link them both below if you want to check them out. I would really appreciate that. And so here we go for my third section, finances. Unlike dreams, this is a section I have always had on my planner ever since I started using rings back in 2019. This section opens up with another EO Edits dashboard. You know, I love my EO Edits designs. This one is the Angels dashboard, and I printed one side on vellum, layering on top of this dashboard I made using a picture from Pinterest. And in the back there's the other side of the angel numbers dashboard, where it lists all of the meanings behind every angel number. Starting with finances related things, all the inserts after this one I made myself and are curated to my needs and to how I plan my finances. They are currently blank because I just printed March and April and removed the previous months for privacy reasons. I started with my finances routines. This is where I list the things I need to do on an annual, monthly, or weekly basis. This is all written in Portuguese. Actually, I've decided to start to write everything in my mother tongue because I was writing everything in English, and then it kind of felt weird every time I write something in Portuguese because I was so used to the word in English that every time I write it on Portuguese it felt really weird. And so this year I really forced myself to write things in Portuguese. In the back I have my finances categories. So this is actually something I made this year. Last year I had only like 5 or 6 categories, and I found out that was really hard to break down at the end of the month to make my finances evaluation. And so this year I actually expanded my categories. I broke them down a little bit more, and this was based on the things I spent last year and the things I will probably spend this year. And so I have income, home, utilities, insurances, subscriptions, groceries, health, self-care, stationery, travel, transport, pets, clothes, and others. And in here, this is just some examples of things that are in these categories. It's not everything, but it kind of gives me an overview of where I can list the things that I spend on a monthly basis. And then I have here March and April. So each page is a month, and how I use this is I have this small calendar. I just use this to mark the due dates of some of the expenses. And for instance, let's say I have to pay my water bill on the 6th of March. I will have here a blue dot. I know it's water, and in here I put how much I have to spend to pay, and then here I can check if that was paid. And I have regular expenses in here, and when I say regular expenses or fixed expenses, I don't mean the value. I mean that these are the bills and the expenses that I have on a monthly basis. And so these are the things that I need to pay every month. It has my utilities, internet, it has my Spotify, it has rents, it has my insurances and my bank account, for instance. And so there's amounts in here that can vary from month to month, like water or electricity. I don't always pay the same amount because if I spend more water I will have to pay more, of course. But since that's a thing I'll have to pay, I consider that my fixed expenses. And everything that there isn't in here I will list in this back part and I can put here the date, what and where I spent. I can have, if it was like, let's say I have my paycheck, I list it here, paycheck, and in the in part I write how much I made that month. Let's say I went to groceries, so I can write here groceries, and in that case I will put out, and let's say I spent 20 euros, and then I have my balance. So this is the current balance of my bank account, and every time I do a movement, we either in or out, I will list here how much is my balance. At the end of the month, I'll go through this list and I put everything by categories. Usually I just put like the first letter. For instance, I put a G for groceries, and I'll add up everything and I will list them in here, which is where I have expenses by category. This has all of these categories, and is just really for writing how much I spent this month on this category. For instance, let's say that in March I will not spend on stationery. Then in here I'll have 000 because I didn't spend any money. And I do this for every month. Each page is a month. I will probably keep here January and February just for reference, because I like to see how much my bills are varying, if it's up or down. I just remove them, like I said, for privacy reasons. I'm also working on a table where I will list everything that I put per month. I will have it in a page, and then at the end of the year I will have like an overview of months and categories, how much I spent in total for this year. But I'm still working on that. I didn't want to delay this series, and so I decided to show you guys what I have right now, because this is like side note, but I love this cover, but I'm really struggling, and I'm feeling an urge to change my cover. In the end of the last year, and in January, I actually was using my black file effects for like a week and a half, and then I missed this one because the sun came out, and I was like, oh no, if it's sun I need a lighter cover, and so I changed it for this one. But I'm really missing my black cover. I think I will probably do that after I finish this series, and I can actually show you how I do my process of switching covers up. But since I'm doing that, there's a few inserts in which I'm working that I still don't have in here. I will put them in my new setup. But that's pretty much it for finances. I want to thank you again so much for making me here, for sharing your time with me, for supporting my small channel. I actually wasn't expecting to have almost 100 subscribers in this little amount of time, so thank you so much. I'm not a professional. It's really hard to play with the lights and the sounds and editing, so it's very basic everything, but this is something I'm really passionate about, as you know, and I feel like I can add some things to this community the way I feel a lot more people are starting to be more mindful on how they plan. And so that's something I've been doing since, I don't know, since ever I started this, because that's always something I had in myself. I always was very mindful of the things I do, and so that's why I decided to start this channel. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Just know that I love and appreciate every single one of you who likes, comments, and even comes here to look for some kind of inspiration. So thank you so much for coming here, for sharing your time. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much yet again. Sending good vibes your way. Bye.